Hi everybody, it's me, Cosmic Kelly, your local wacky scientist. Today I'm here to do some very fun science experiments with you. I don't know about you, but I love animals. And I have a very special pet that I need to take care of. My pet elephant. Now, my elephant is a huge responsibility. And every day I need to brush my elephant's teeth. Just like you brush your teeth every day, right? In the morning and again at night, and sometimes in the afternoon. Well, I need to make my elephant's toothpaste just the same. Do you want to see how I do it?
Okay.
Great! The first ingredient is hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is also a clear, odorless liquid. And then I pour it into my flask. It looks just like water. But you want to be careful. Water is H2O. This stuff is H2O2. That one extra oxygen would make it poisonous. So be careful, kids. Don't ever drink something if you're not sure what it is. Our next ingredient is dish soap. I use dish soap for a lot of experiments. So we're just going to put in a squirt of dish soap like that and whirl it around. Now, we're going to add some color because my elephant likes to have color in her toothpaste. And I do too. I like to have stripes in my toothpaste. So we're going to do the same for Ellie. Look, we're going to put some of this food coloring in here. It's got some flavonoids and some winter fresh so that she can have nice, clean, fresh breath instead of that stinky peanut breath. Okay, so now we're going to add our active ingredient. We need something from the kitchen. Maybe you've seen this before. It's yeast, bread yeast. And if you've baked bread before, you may have noticed how the bread starts to rise in the oven as it's cooking. That's how the yeast helps it to rise. So, when we add the yeast to this hydrogen peroxide solution, it's going to rise. And let me give it a little bit of a whirl. And here it comes. Whoa, look at that! That is a great bunch of toothpaste for my elephant. Now you may be able to see what's happening. There's some smoke coming off of it. This is because we have created energy in the form of heat. This is an exothermic reaction. That means it gives off heat. It's actually getting quite warm under the plate. But that's all right. By the time I brush my elephant's teeth with it, it'll be all ready. Let's set that mess aside, shall we? Next, I have a special friend from the kitchen. Traveled all the way in this little box here. He's a little shy and a little stinky. Are you ready to meet him? Okay, here he is. Everybody, say hello to Egberto! Hello, everybody! Egberto is very excited to be here. Recently, he went on vacation. And when he got back from vacation, he had grown so big that he could not fit inside his front door. This is his home. Now, we could use science to get Egberto back inside of his house. Right there, it doesn't look like there's anything in his house. But there's something in there. It's air. Now, air takes up space. You may not think about that because you don't see it, but it is there and it takes up space. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the air out in order to fit our friend Egberto inside. How am I going to do that? I'm going to use just a little bit of fire. Is it safe to play with fire? No. So kids, don't try this at home without an adult. But I'm the trained crazy scientist, so I can do this. Now we need 3 things in order for fire to burn. First, put your hands together and rub them really fast and really hard. Do you feel what's happening in your hands? It's getting hot. We need heat in order for fire to burn. The second thing we need for fire to burn is fuel. We need something to burn. Sometimes you add sticks or wood to your fire. In this case, I'm going to use paper. All right, so we've got heat. We've got fuel. And now we also need air. Fire needs air to burn. Okay? So, if I put a little fire inside here, the fire will be breathing. Oh, I'm a happy fire, breathing along. And then Here comes along my friend Egberto. He's ready. Are you ready? Okay, here he goes. He's ready. He's got to get dressed first. Or rather, he's in his birthday suit. And now he's ready. You see, we had to peel the hard-boiled egg in order to get him inside. But see, the fire will be going in there breathing. And when I put the egg on top, uh-oh, there's no more air. So the fire will start going, and will die out. That will cause air pressure, and the egg will go boop, right inside, getting sucked inside. Are you ready to see how this is done? Great job listening to all those scientific explanations. First, we've got to get our fuel. I've got my piece of paper here. I'm going to fold it up just a little bit. Now, we're also going to add another fuel because paper gives ashes and smoke, and we don't want any of that. So we're going to add just a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And the rubbing alcohol will make a brighter flame and quicker as well. Okay, so put on your observation eyeballs, and here we go. We'll light the flame, stick that inside, and put the egg right on, and whoop! Whoa, he slid right inside of there. I didn't even have to let go. And now he's trapped in there, and he's... Oh no. What are we gonna do? We got the egg inside there, but now he's trapped. Suppose he wants to come out later and play. Maybe, if we took the air out in order to get him in, we could put the air back in and he'll come out. I'm going to have to use my trusty old lungs for this one. Are you ready? I'm going to blow in here and we'll come flying back out. Give me the countdown. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There he is. Sometimes it's not very pleasant coming back out. But here he goes. Ready? And don't worry, friends. Ta-da! He's back in one piece and safe and sound. All right, he's going to go back in there. And is there something else you'd like to see today? I think that I have something special I could show you. Put on your observation eyeballs, kids, because it's time to learn more about air pressure. Now, what do I have here? It is an eyeball, but it's a special kind of sports ball as well. We use this to play ping pong ball or table tennis. Maybe you used this before. Well, I'm going to lean back, and since you saw I have such powerful lungs, I'm going to blow this in the air for a whole 20 seconds, and you guys count at home. Ready? Here we go. Wait a minute. I only got 1 second. Let me try that again. Hold on. All right, this is not working at all. Wait a minute. I know. I have a very high-tech piece of scientific equipment that we can use. My Schmugeldorf. Or also known as a hair dryer. You might have one of these kicking around at home. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and let's see. We're going to get a constant stream of air coming out of there. And we may be able to get this eyeball to float up into the air. Here we go. Make sure you put it on the cool setting if you have one. Ooh, look at this. Now we've got it floating, and I'm going to just go to the left, and it's still with me. Whoa, and we'll go to the right. Ooh. Yes, indeed. That's very fun. But you know, I think we could do something even more exciting. I think we need more power. Don't we need more power? Let's see what else I have. Oh, yes. We can use my giant hair dryer. Are you ready? Well, we can't use the eyeball for that. That would be too much. So we're going to have to use my beach ball. Are you guys ready for summer? I am. Here we go. We're going to plug this in. And let's see if we can get this thing floating up to the ceiling. We'll be careful. Here we go. All right. And we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Look at this. And I'm going to hover it over the table. Ooh. And exciting? I just love to play around with air pressure. Try that at home. And hey, you can even help out with yard work if you use that giant hairdryer. Now, I know that was so exciting, but I have even a few more exciting experiments to show you. I want to show you guys something very, very cool. But first, I need to put on my safety gloves. You know, you may have noticed I have this lab coat on, and it's important to wear a lab coat when you're a scientist to protect your skin and your clothes from chemicals that you may use. Also now, I'm putting on these gloves because what I'm about to handle is so cold, if I were to touch it with my bare hands, it would feel like it was burning me. Now, I want you to imagine that I have in my hand an ice cube. If I take this ice cube and put it on the table, it's going to melt. It will go from a solid to a liquid. Then if we come back the next day, there won't be a puddle of water there anymore. It will have evaporated and gone from a liquid to a gas. Solid, liquid, gas. Those are our three states of matter. So, I have here frozen gas.
Whoa.
This is carbon dioxide gas. Now you may notice it looks like it's smoking. That's actually the gas coming right off of it. That is called sublimation. It goes right from a solid into a gas. So because it has this really unique property, we can do some very fun things with it. I have here a special fire hydrant that I've made. And all this is a water bottle that I've attached something on the end. You know, you can be creative. You don't need really fancy equipment, as you saw with my Schmoogeldorf. There's a lot of fun science things you can do right at home. Now this here is a frozen carbon dioxide gas, also known as dry ice. Now it's called, again, dry ice because it will never melt and become liquid water. And also, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is at negative 119 degrees Fahrenheit. So cold, it would feel like it was burning me if I were to touch it with my bare hands. Now, if I add the water to it, it doesn't melt like regular ice would. It turns right into a gas. This is sublimation. And so now we've got sort of our fire extinguisher here. You can put out a fire with carbon dioxide gas. Now notice something about the gas. It's so heavy. It has it's more dense than the other gases in the air. And so it's falling down like this. It's very cold. All right. Now, because it has that neat property, we can also add some fun ingredients. Everyone loves bubbles. So let's go ahead and add some bubbles and see what happens. I add a little bit of dish soap and a little bit of my special bubbles here. And then we're going to add just a little bit of hot water. And watch this. When I dip it inside, suddenly we've got a bubble wand. Now these bubbles are not just your ordinary bubbles. First of all, notice they're falling down. Again, that's because of the density that's in the gas. It's more heavy, right? It's not floating away. Also, they bounce. Look at them bouncing off of me like this. Oh, isn't that just amazing? These bubbles are a lot of fun. We can bounce them on your head. You can catch them in your hand. And sometimes they will just stay right there as they do on my tablecloth. Lots of fun with this bubble wand. But that's not all. Something even more exciting. Are you ready for the bucket? The bucket is so exciting. Normally you don't cheer for a bucket, but this bucket is worth cheering for because we are going to make a big gaseous cloud. All right, our first ingredient is frozen carbon dioxide. And I'll take a couple big chunks right here, and we'll put that in the bucket. All right, here we go. Now, we need to add water. Now again, it's not melting, it's sublimating. This water is hot from the faucet, but it will cool down so fast. So you need to keep adding hot water to keep this sublimation process happening. Check it out. What do you notice right away? This gas is bubbling over the table. And look, it's like a thick cloud. And if I'm to pour it down, it actually almost looks like it's pouring out like a liquid. And can you hear the bubbling gas coming up through the water. Isn't that amazing? Now, we'll let that sit over there. And before we do our final, I want to show you something that you can make right at home. You can make a bubble snake. All you need is any old bottle. You're going to cut off the end. Then you can take a sock or any other kind of fabric, and you're going to stick that right in there. Whoop, like this. Now you have a bubble snake blower. Ta-da! That's easy enough, right? Your next step is you're going to get a plate. This is a cute springtime plate. And some bubbles and some dish soap like we did before. Just a little there. And now we're also going to add to it dish soap. You know, dish soap goes a long way. We can use bubbles for lots of things. We're running low, so we'll just give the last squeeze here. And then you just take your bubble snake blower and you're going to get it all ready. And you blow air in there. Are you ready? Let's move this bucket back out of the way so everyone can see. Now, normally I can blow it from the floor all the way up, as tall as myself. But let's see how we can do on the table, just so you get the idea. Here we go. That's a pretty good bubble snake. What do you say? Maybe if you get really creative, you can even make a bubble dove or a bubble sheep. You could get creative with this. And then maybe you can help out with the dishes after. I know Mom and Dad always need help with dishes. All right, for our grand finale, we're going to make a gaseous, bubbling volcano. All right. We'll need, once again, our first ingredient is carbon dioxide, frozen carbon dioxide gas, also known as dry ice. Now you know why it's called dry ice, because it will never become a liquid, only in these two stages. We have 3 stages of matter: solid, liquid, gas. And we only have a gas and a solid here. Whoop! That's okay. We'll get another piece here. All right, so we're going to put in the dry ice. And our next ingredient is bubbles, of course. And let's get fun and even put a little bit of color in there, should we? I think so. We'll put, well, the cap went in there too, but we'll add the, whoop, we're almost out. A little bit of blue. Oh, and some red. Maybe we'll get purple. All right, let's see what happens now when we add the water. Up, 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 and here it comes. Oh, that looks magnificent. Look at that. And now the bubbles are being pushed up. The gas is pushing up the bubbles, sort of making its own bubble snake. And we can grab the bubbles right off the top and clap your hands together, and here comes out the gas. Isn't that really fun? I hope you had a nice time today here with me learning about solids, liquids, and gases. Thanks, and see you soon.